Good evening and welcome. I'm Teddy, and you are listening to Night Talk. So come on in, grab a glass of wine, and join me because tonight we're going to talk about unmasking, how Google and registered agents respond to subpoenas. Shout out to the mob, all my other bears I call the Grizzlies. Please hit the like on your way in. Fair use commentary. As always, this broadcast is for education, criticism, news reporting, and entertainment purposes only. Shout out to my moderators. And let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to throw this up. That's right. It's almost been 2 weeks to the day tomorrow. Will make it 2 weeks since the subpoena was signed and went out to Google, and they were given a deadline to respond by November the 15th. So now we have a different countdown. This is another phase in this lawsuit. That lawsuit would be between Kimberly Smith and Danielle Robertson. And yeah, we haven't forgotten about it. It's just been a while since I've really talked about it. So I thought, you know what, tonight, almost right here in the middle, let's mark it again. Let's take a look at the subpoena, and I have redacted any personal information like the address, and we will just talk about it for, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes or so. It just depends on the questions and how far I decide to, get into it. I guess you could say that. So let me come out real quick and say hello to the mob. I see my moderators out here. I'm looking right in the middle of the chat. I see Mimi, Twin, Lisa 969 says good evening, everyone. Yes, good evening to you. We are also live right now on Instagram, X, Facebook, and here on YouTube. Now, you know what I could do? But I'm playing a little music in the background. Can you hear the music right now? I've removed my headphones because I just want to be free to talk without really listening to myself other than, talking into the mic. So let me know right now if the sound is good. It is. Baby Juju says yes. All right, so where should I begin? Well, let's take a look at at least a portion of the subpoena. Let me throw this up, and then I will pull it up. Let me just make sure everything is covered that I want to be covered. All right, so now let's take a look at it. Fair use commentary. So let's see. I'll do this, then I will put up my banner so that you can see it in its totality, or at least what I'm displaying. So it is the United States District Court for the Eastern District of Michigan, United States of America, versus, and it says Kimberly Smith uh, versus the defendant Danielle Robertson in the case of 224 CV 12213. It is a subpoena to produce documents, information, or objects in a criminal case. To Google LLC, custodian of records at 1600 Amphitheater Parkway, Mountain View, California, 94043, USA. Legal support. Name of person to whom this subpoena is directed. You are commanded to produce at the time, date, and place set forth below the following books, papers, documents, data, or other objects. You are commanded to produce the following documents and information related to the YouTube account associated with Danny Robertson, and the URL is given. Full name associated with the account, email address, IP addresses used to access the account, including the dates and times of each login. See attached document. Now, I've read from that attached document before. I think I will just read it. I don't have to show it. And again, at the place and to produce them to Kimberly Smith. The date and time, you can see it's November the 15th, 2024, by or at 5 p.m. Certain provisions of federal R Criminal P-17 are attached, including Rule 17C2 relating to your ability to file a motion to quash or modify the subpoena, Rule 17D and E, which govern service of subpoenas, and Rule 17G relating to your duty to respond to this subpoena and the potential consequences of not doing so. You can see at the bottom, it is dated October 15th, 2024. Clerk of the court, signature of clerk or deputy clerk with this seal. Okay. Let me just put the countdown clock up or back up. Along with this. So now I'm going to read from the attached document that further outlines those items that are being requested. All right. So let me do that. The addendum to the subpoena request in the case of 224 CV 12213, U.S. District Court, Eastern District of Michigan. 1. Full legal name associated with the account. 2. Email addresses associated with the account, including all secondary or recovery emails. 3. IP addresses used to access the account, including date, time, and location of logins. 4. Account creation information, including the date and time of the account creation, and the device used. 5. Any linked phone numbers or other contact information associated with the account. 6. Billing information or payment methods linked to the account, including any linked services such as Google Wallet, AdSense, or payment, including any linked services such as Google Wallet for YouTube Premium services. 7. Any direct messages or comments made using this account. 8. Any uploads, posts, or comments made from this account, including dates and times. 9. Device information or information regarding the devices used to access into this YouTube account. 10. Geolocation data associated with the account, such as the geolocation from which the account was accessed. 11. Linked social media accounts or other Google services associated with this YouTube account. And finally, number 12, any other relevant data that can assist in identifying the account. Let's see. Let me just look at one. I want to make sure I have the wording of that last. Hang on. Let me make sure I have a cover up here. Yes. So now, let me go back here. As you can see, 16 days, 22 hours, 9 minutes, 49 seconds. For Google's response to the subpoena to disclose the information requested on that subpoena. Now, how does Google and registered agents, how do they respond to subpoenas? Okay. So this should be brief, maybe, as I said, maybe a half an hour total, my talking and maybe reading some comments at this point. But I just want to just kind of touch on some key relevant points here. So, what is the purpose of doing this today? Again, is to remind us what is coming up and to also look closely at maybe some history that Google has been faced with, maybe some cases that I can mention, and also to point out any relevant data around or the method by which Google and registered agents respond. So, anonymous users online can sometimes misuse platforms. Have we seen that before? Creating cases where legal authorities need to unmask them. Okay? So we're talking in terms of general right now, and then we'll get more specific, okay, into the case. Or I can say, I've read the subpoena at this point. So these particular cases create where legal authorities need to unmask them. Platforms such as Google and registered agents have often become involved in revealing user identities, especially for cases involving defamation, fraud, harassment, or intellectual property theft. Also, there are legal grounds for subpoenas. So, subpoenas allow law enforcement or legal entities to demand user data when there is legal justification, which could include evidence of criminal activity or civil violations. Key scenarios might include requests for information to identify individuals behind harmful posts, emails, or fraudulent business activities. Make sure I might hear it. So, first, Google's compliance with subpoenas. Let's take a look at its roles. So, Google's role and data collection. Google collects extensive data on users. Some of that data includes IP addresses, device types, timestamps, and logon information, which are often essential in identifying users. Though Google has strong privacy policies, it must comply with legitimate legal requests, especially in cases involving national security, criminal investigations, or clear legal orders. So let me point out just a couple or a few cases where these are examples of Google's compliance. In one such case, there was a study. It's Obadu versus Magatson. Demonstrate that Google's role in complying subpoenas to reveal user data where there is a clear legal basis. In any of these cases, I have the case number where the entire case can be pulled and reviewed, but I'm just going to mention the case studies here tonight. So these cases show how Google navigates the line between user privacy and legal compliance, sometimes challenging subpoenas that lack justification or clear evidence. Then there's what is called technical and privacy limitations. So Google's ability to comply is sometimes limited by user actions, such as using VPNs, proxy servers, or fake IP addresses. So limitations can mean that in some cases, Google can only provide partial data, which may still be helpful if cross-referenced with other sources, but may not fully identify the user. So now, let's look at registered agents and what the role of the registered agent is in unmasking identities. So, we've talked about registered agents before. What it is, it's a service, or a registered agent serves as the official point of contact for businesses and handle legal documents like subpoenas. While registered agents do have information on businesses they represent, this information is sometimes limited, especially when, here's this word, layered under complex business structures. So, how do registered agents respond to subpoenas? One, registered agents are required by law to disclose whatever information they hold if served with a valid subpoena. They may provide details such as business ownership records, addresses, and contact information, helping authorities trace back to individual owners if the company is not designed to obscure identity. Which, that's kind of interesting in itself. Again, helping authorities trace back to individual owners if the company is not designed to obscure identity. The third is challenges with registered agents and anonymity. Some individuals or entities set up LLCs, and we've talked about this before, or use offshore structures specifically to avoid identification. So these kind of measures, I'll call them, can create an added layer or additional challenges. In such cases, however, the registered agent may have minimal or outdated information, requiring authorities to pursue additional avenues or third-party sources. Now, keep in mind, there are many cases where Google and registered agents, even with additional challenges, have been able to provide information that can be put together enough to discover who the person or persons of an anonymous account are. So again, even if the information is outdated, it's minimal, it's layered, if it requires authorities to pursue additional avenues, they can do that. Yeah. They can do it by using technical strategies for unmasking anonymous users. So not only technology or technical strategies, but legal strategies too. For example, they can use what is called cross-referencing metadata. So cross-referencing metadata from multiple accounts, such as emails, social media, or website interactions, can sometimes link to a common IP or location pattern. So, by them using this cross referencing metadata approach, they can sometimes, link or see patterns develop between locations or IP addresses. So then, this process can reveal usage patterns or identify a single individual across multiple platforms, even if each account is otherwise anonymous. There can also be court orders to access VPNs or proxy, even the logs. So if a VPN or anonymous or anonymizing service is involved, court orders may be issued to obtain logs or account information from the VPN provider. Success rates, though, vary depending on the provider's policies on data retention and their location, as some may not comply with U.S. laws if they're based abroad. That's right. Do you know that the number one country at the top of Google's list for those accounts that are shut down? Would you want to take a guess what country that would be? Anyone? Hang on for a second. I'll give you the hint, or a hint. It is the seventh largest country by area, the most populous country since June of 2023. From the time of their independence in 1947, the world's most populous democracy. Who would that be? Now let me take a look and see who got the answer. Correct. Yes, Joanne, you got it correct. It's India. I think India followed by, let's see, I believe it's Russia. And India is 2.5 times the amount of accounts, millions that are shut down on a regular basis by Google. Yes, they definitely lead the way in accounts that are spam accounts, misrepresented accounts. There's like this list. Yeah. That goes on and on and on. Let's see. Let me keep going. Maybe I can show that list at some point. All right. So are you with me so far? Is this kind of interesting? I think so. All right. Maybe I could go faster, but you guys know me over here. What else in the legal and technical strategies for unmasking anonymous users? Device fingerprinting and behavioral analysis. That's right. So, unique device identifiers like browser configurations or device settings can also act as fingerprints that help identify users even when they try to stay anonymous. Behavioral analysis examines specific actions or usage patterns to detect likely matches. So they use this technique that will allow them, which may allow them, to link to a known identity when cross verified. So, what are the privacy, ethics, and any kind of future of the online anonymity, private rights versus legal accountability? So, I'm sure many of you right away thought, is this a violation of privacy? Is it ethical? Can it be done? Can it be requested? What is Google's responsibility in all of this? How can they push back on subpoenas? Likewise, with registered agents. Well, there is a complex, it's said, a balance between one, respecting a user's privacy and ensuring that individuals can be held accountable for harmful or illegal actions online. So, a balance. Yeah. Yeah, you can respect a user's privacy, but depending on the nature and why the subpoena is even being put forward to Google or others, yeah, it can absolutely be used to ensure that individuals be held accountable. Now, there's legal rights to privacy that sometimes clash with rights to pursue justice, especially in cases involving defamation or fraud. Defamation or fraud, which for I won't say most of the time, I'll just say defamation or fraud. Sometimes those cases are more difficult to prosecute. I'll just put it that way, and win. But many cases have been won. Defamation or fraud cases. So again, the advancement of all this technology, data analysis, you now have what is called machine learning. There's tracking technology out there. All of that, put it together, is likely to make unmasking more precise so that it can be done. So, but privacy laws also may evolve to impose stricter controls on user data or protect anonymity in certain situations, though some laws may give more power to law enforcement for data access. What is the impact on individuals and businesses as unmasking techniques improve. Well, anonymous actors, bad actors, online may face greater risk of exposure impacting behavior. So, hopefully, advancements in technology are going to help to deter maybe just a few. Then, businesses may also need to update privacy policies or implement stronger identity checks if required by evolving regulations, particularly for platforms like Google. I'm going to pause here for a moment. Come out, look at some of your comments, your questions. Again, you can email me right now at unwindwithteddy@gmail.com. It certainly will be interesting to see or learn how Google is going to respond to this subpoena. Yeah. Let me see if the music is playing. Put my headset back on. All right. So I'm doing good. Okay. I hope that the sound of the music hasn't, I haven't had to compete too much. Again, I haven't been wearing my headphones. I'm just kind of focusing on the information that I want to bring tonight and then take questions. Yeah. Or read your comments. So let's start right here in the middle. Joanne says Google will not provide immunity for any unlawful use of an electronic communications facility or device. Privacy laws only applies to legal usages, not fraud and malicious intent to defame, etc., especially when it comes to unlawful use of an electronic communications facility/device. I would hope so. Privacy laws only apply to legal usages, not fraud and malicious intent to defame. Now, I wonder if there have been ways that defendants have gotten around that, even when it's fraud. I wonder, have any been able to get around that? Let me see. Let me just do a query. Let's find out. I thought so. Uh, you know what? There's always like this exception or ways. one of the ways it says, yes, in certain cases, there have been some individuals who've maintained privacy even when implicated in fraud or similar accusations. Courts may sometimes grant what is called protective measures for uh, for privacy if disclosing identity poses risk such as harassment, retaliation, or other significant harm, especially if the case is not yet fully proven. Well, that would make sense. Or if there is no strong public interest in revealing the individual's identity. So courts can issue protective orders that restrict the sharing of sensitive information during legal proceedings, limiting access to only those directly involved in the case. So again, it appears that, like you're saying, for the most part, malicious, fraud, intent, privacy really doesn't seem to stand up as um, as much, though there's protective or protections that can be put into place. Mhm. Yeah. Let's see. Let me go up and see if anyone else has a comment. I see When Doves Cry. I haven't seen you in a minute. When Doves Cry. Nigerians are the best scammers. They have been known and have this reputation to be, yes, to be scammers, to prey on people from all areas throughout the world. Yes, not just Americans, all over. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. And Russians are the best hackers. Yeah. So I've read that too. Russians have been able to hack into, even bypass all kinds of businesses. And what one might think is just like ironclad, they can't get through. Russians have been able to get through. Oh, thank you so much for the Cash App. I see that. Latoya, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you very much. Let's see. Let's go down to the bottom. Joanne says she'd have to hire a real attorney, but she cannot do it without giving her legal information. As of now, it is good to say that she has no attorney. Well, that individual, Danielle, has not, I haven't seen a response that's been entered into the history documents. As a matter of fact, she really bounced after the deadline. She didn't have a response. Yeah. But that was a response. So now Google needs to respond to the subpoena to disclose information that has been requested. And I'm just wondering, again, how much they will provide and if they have any pushback. Well, we won't know Again, we just will not know until the time passes, and or before that time. I mean, they can respond. It's by the 15th of November. Yeah, a response can come earlier. And I'm sure if there was one, like by now, we would probably hear about it. Yeah. So they may, just take all of the time right up to the very end before they respond. Yeah. So what else in this legal case? Do you think, just like what happened with Danielle, she did not respond? Do you think Google is going to come back with a response of uh, maybe just a pushback on some of those items that are being requested? Mhm. Are they going to try to give some more time to the defendant? I'm talking about Google. Reach out to them? Hmm. I don't know. But I think, and based on what I'm reading, based on the cases, Google is required to respond and give information. Yeah. They can't just arbitrarily try to protect someone if a judge has signed a subpoena or clerk of the court and it's been served on them. Yeah. Hmm. I hope they just comply as ordered. Yes, wouldn't that be great, baby Juju? Joanne says, we know one thing for sure. She cannot send any fake info to Google at all. I pause on that one. Mhm. Hasn't she sent fake information to Google before? Or if the information you are speaking about, are you speaking about like ID or something that can be verifiable? Is that what you're speaking about? Because she has already mentioned in the beginning, she never used her real name to Google. As a matter of fact, she has claims that there's nothing on Google that has her name or anything that ties her to Google. Oh, that's right, Joanne. Correct. All right, I get it. Joanne says she can't send any more fake info. No. Google is actually, somebody's got their eyes on. Somebody's got their eyes on that account. You know why? They have a subpoena. That's one of the reasons. Yes, on Danielle Robertson's account. Yes, Danielle Robertson's account, the same person who has a deep history of filing uh, lots and lots of frivolous um, copyright claims. That's for sure. Yeah, coming from that account. So, I don't know, Joanne. I listened to something recent that she said. Who gonna check me, boo? Who gonna check me, boo? Oh, she was like all into herself. Hmm. Yeah. Who has checked her? Basically, she's saying. You still don't know anything. Basically, she's saying. So, would she try to send in information uh, on, a, falsify an attorney, falsify documents to Google? Why not? Why not? She's done it before, over and over and over again, and found ways to, uh, hide under other accounts. Yeah, I think she, I, again, I don't put anything past her. As long as she's not caught, I think she will continue to do fraudulent things. And if she says she's not fraudulent, that's what a fraud is going to say. Yes. And that's not defamation. Danielle Robertson uh, has been proven to be a fraud. Mhm. Yeah, fraudulent with legal matters. Yeah, she's even admitted that she's fraudulent. Y'all didn't know that. Although it's scrubbed, and though I haven't, she's admitted that she's a fraud, that she has lied on legal documents, that it's fake. Yeah. But then she says, "Who gonna check me, boo?" Yeah. So I don't put anything past her. That's what Vicky Black says. You can't put nothing past her. No. Mhm. Joanne says all accounts will immediately be removed, just like that other account last week. She's going to say, "Oh, that's not my account. That was Whitney Jamerson. And I used fake information." Yeah, okay. They have Danielle Robertson's name on the, subpoena. Yeah, that Google is supposed to look at those accounts and any associated social media. So I just wonder, because Google's a big company, what about their Facebook? What about Instagram? What about websites? Again, when I read uh, about the limitations, it depends also on the provider with some of these social media and or websites. Yeah. So she's already thinking of ways that she's going to get away with it. Yeah. But right now, the spotlight is on Google. Yeah, I just, I wonder what information they will provide. Yeah. Dirty deletes, yes. Yeah, all, well, Google has them all of them. Yeah. Joanne says, regardless, her only options at hand are to either face the music or disappear, one or the other. She did say if she thought she was going to be um, found out, she would disappear. So if she disappears, she's about knows she's gonna get found out. Did someone mention? Now I don't know if there's a rumor because I haven't read it, I haven't seen it, I haven't heard it, um, but someone put it in the chat. Is she going to run to Mexico? Is that it? Let's see if I can switch this up. Hang on. Hold on 1 second. Hang on. Yeah, slow it down a little bit. Told you so. So you think her only options are one or the other? Face the music. I think at all costs, she's not going to face the music until forced to face the music. I'm still very, very hopeful she's going to get found out. There are no more cards left in her hand, no spades to play. You don't think so? Someone said she would go out with a bang. What does that mean? I have an idea, but you think so? Let's see. Vicky Black says she's going to hide in the swamps, in the bayou, or hide in the cornfield in Indiana. What is she going to do with her quote unquote family, kids? Mhm. What is she going to do? Where's she going to run without her children? Because I do believe she has children. Wow, we are right at 1 hour and 1 minute. We'll find out. We know she doesn't like to respond, right? The 7-day clock that came and went for Whitney, aka Danielle. No response to YouTube. So that's her MO right now. No response. Joanne says, any other time, she'd be on the phone illegally recording the U.S. Marshal, pulling up documents, receipts, etc. Crickets. Crickets. So if it's not her, why isn't she doing it? Right? I think that's what you're saying. Because I think she probably knows somebody's watching this case. Yeah. Somebody's watching this case. And I'm not talking about me or Kimberly. Somebody else is watching this case rather closely. Baby Juju says, children, money, identification. It's not that easy. Now, where are you going to hide? Because people, think of it this way. She's known by her family, correct? Somebody knows her. She doesn't live on this earth all alone. So wouldn't someone miss her if she suddenly disappeared? You don't think someone would start asking questions? Mm-hmm. Or does she have those kinds of ties with her family that they're going to cover up for her? And, I don't know. I don't know because I don't know her family. No. All we can do right now is wait. It's 16 days, 21 hours, 19 minutes, 52 seconds. Until Google should respond to the subpoena. All right, it's 10:40. And don't forget, coming up this weekend, daylight savings time. So what I'm trying to do, or what I'm going to try to do all week long, is start no later than 10 o'clock. So I can get back to that 9 o'clock. For sure. Yeah. Get acclimated. Yeah. What is this? It's a tough fight for her, especially without an attorney. Thank you, baby Juju. Great life. Good night, Teddy and Mob. And it is Monday. We will catch up on more, news around the election and what's to come. All right. Tomorrow is Tuesday. There will be 6 days left until the election. Have you voted? Are you going to vote early? I have not voted yet, but I will. All right. That will do it for me. I think, let me just check one more time. Again, thanks, Latoya, for the super chat tonight. And thanks to all of you for joining me tonight. If you have any additional questions, concerns, comments, suggestions, or you just want to reach out and say hello, email me at unwindwithteddy@gmail.com. Biggest bear hugs go out to all the grizzlies, but now it's time to say good night. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Good night.
So don't you tell me I am selfish just because I look out for myself. I've been happy, working hard, so I won't have to cry when I'm older. I could have done this or that. I remember when I used to. Don't do it cause it doesn't work. I'd rather tell him, shoot your shots. I did it, so I know you got this. We're all living one manifest. You'll get your dreams, just do your best. So don't you tell me I am helpless just because I'm searching for myself. I've been happy, working hard, just so I can say I told you so. I told you so. I don't need your approval to be myself. I got that on myself. Gracefully, gotta keep it cozy. I'ma take it slowly, one step at a time till my time is up. Why you stay mad at me? We gon' make mistakes, we gon' disagree. Are you so proud of me? If you just wait and see, you gon' rise. So don't you tell me I am selfish just because I look out for myself. I've been happy, working hard, so I won't have to cry when I'm older. I could have done this or that. I remember when I used to. Don't do it cause it doesn't work. I'd rather tell him, shoot your shots. I did it, so I know you got this. We're all living for manifest. You'll get your dreams, just do your best. So don't you tell me I am helpless just because I'm searching for myself. I've been happy, working hard, just so I can say I told you so. I told you so.